I want to take a moment. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's just an update in regards to what's taking place. But Jacob Blake's dad said his son, that was shot 7 times in the back by a police officer, paralyzed, survived, has been handcuffed to the hospital bed. Now, he says he can't go anywhere. The 29-year-old dad said, why do you have to handcuff him to the bed? That's what I want to talk about. Yes, the update is when he visited him in the hospital on Wednesday, he said his son was handcuffed to the bed. He says, I hate it that he's laying in the bed with handcuffs on. He can't go anywhere. Why do you have to handcuff him? Here's the catch. This is the politics of embarrassing the police force. This happens. Every cop killing, every time they murder somebody, every time somebody's injured, beat, hurt, robbed in a way that you can get them, embarrass them on viral video. It's the thing that comes after. It's the police force saying, he had pot in his system. As if the pot had anything to do with you shooting him in the back. Meaning, I'm just saying in general. Or, he has a criminal record. Whatever those things are. Now, there's some things, videos that the cops may put out that clear their name. They should put those out. I want them to put those out. Because I don't want anybody doing any action in a sense where it's a rational shot. Or a clean shot, if that makes sense. Where it's like, look, the guy's life was at stake. Of course, he was going to do X. Anybody would. But that's not the ones we're talking about. We're talking about the ones where this guy, children in the car, do you believe he's going and have a gunfight or a knife fight with his kids in the car? That's what I'm trying to get the point across. In a scuffle where you were shooting him, holding his shirt, that gun could have went any particular way. You could have murdered all of the kids in the car or any of the kids in the car. Are you fucking kidding me? So it becomes this thing of, is it a rational action to do? Now, I know, as human beings, these guys get into fight or flight, and Jacob, I need to get away. The cop, I am going to put him down. That's training, and I'm saying that's problematic. If there is another rational action that you can take that allows that human being that have family that love him, that may not necessarily be in his best day, then you should take it. And it should be for your society to expect you to take it, because your society accepts that life matters more. And if indeed, again, listen to what I'm saying for the moment. You have some right wingers say, yeah, fuck that. Maximum justice at any particular moment. I am making the point to you that that human being has value. Does your society accept it? Yay or nay? And if it doesn't, okay, then fair enough. We don't even need to have to, that becomes a perspective thing. But if your society has evolved to the point where you accept the human beings of value, that that person is somebody that loves him, that has a family that love him, may have kids that love him, may have kids in the car that he's going to start firing at. You realize in some of those shooting, those bullets go and hit other people, lodge, and other places, other than the place where the cop shot. Anything can happen in the context of the scuffle. I'm making the point that even there, if there is an act that allows these people to get out alive, as opposed to either murdering, paralyzing, it should be taken, and it should be expected to be taken, even to the degree of the police force. That is an opposite of what takes place right now. 99% of the killings that cops engage in, 1,000 a year, 1% is prosecuted. 99% walk. You tell me, does that give you an incentive to do and murder, or does it give you an incentive to think twice? And you already know the answer because you see it in the way that your society functions. There's nobody else in the world that has that many killings by cops. Industrial nations anyway. If you want to get into war zones, yeah. But is that our standard? This is obscene. I'm sorry. I understand that some right wingers try to justify this where he scuffled with a cop. He should know what's going to count. But think about what you're saying for the moment. Any action that you engage in with a cop that is disobedient by your legal standards demands, allows maximum justice. That is insane. I can murder you because you disobey me. That's fucking insane. You're a lunatic if you believe that. And the fact of the matter is that perpetuates this type of violence because that group of the society give it some an implicit pass, some an explicit pass that is okay with it because it's not them. It's not, doesn't attach them, doesn't affect them. It's not their family that has to deal with the fact that the cop just murdered a guy for loose cigarettes, or just murdered a child for walking around with a BB gun or a toy gun. Yeah. His father is pissed off. Here's the catch. It doesn't matter that his father is pissed off. Not to the police force. The police force is now trying to embarrass. It's trying to impart to the discretion that it has in its abilities to be a dick. They're going to do it either in what they expose, or for that matter, what they give out in regards to, this is what came out in the labs. This is what came out from a criminal record. This is what blah, 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 blah. We need to destroy the credibility of the person, despite the fact that none of that had anything to do with the fact that you just murdered him or paralyzed him. But they will do it. And it will give right-wingers, who doesn't give a shit about that, chum. It would give people who just want to argue chum. All of that belies the fact that a man is paralyzed. And you may say it's his fault. And I'm saying regardless of who initiated what, when it gets down to the nub of it, what matters more? Does life matter more? You can say no, fair enough. I say yes. And I say that our society should demand that. If we are all a representative of the society, because here's the catch. Zero tolerance has started. You have a situation of tit for tat. My society is not going to keep me safe, so any killing that takes place that looks dubious demands a response. Whether I like it or not is irrelevant. I'm saying that your passive approval of cops murdering people is now being challenged with a social contract that is just broken down because an aspect of your society no longer believes that it's protected by that particular institution. Whatever you want to think about the riots, whatever you want to think about good, bad, indifferent, anything else, I don't have to think anything about it. What I would make the point is that the precursor is the behavior of those cops. The precursor is the fucking poverty. Those are precursors. 10 decades of not giving a shit about this stuff, where thousands of it happened disproportionately to African American. Oh, the guy, he was so black when he reached for his wallet or his driver's license. I was terrified. But the Breonna Taylor thing, we're going to kick down the door. And we are shocked that people shoot back. Are you fucking kidding me? So yes, it's gotten to the point where your society has started to break down. You have one side that says, you no longer represent my interests. I can't even call you in safety. So yeah, there are people who get pissed off. And those people respond and they say, tit for tat. It's no different in international relations. Society doesn't like it because society wants to keep order. But order, when you have a deficit of justice, is problematic for the side with the deficit of justice, and they're going to respond in kind. I don't have to like this at all. I could think that these energies are better expended in the political process, or for that matter, in protest and the political process, that creates a wave and a movement that deals with things, real issues. But most people aren't politically astute like that, so it is ludicrous for me to think that that's going to take place. I think this stuff takes place in mechanical processes. When a society decides that, yeah, one side doesn't matter. And the other side said, yeah, fuck that. We don't accept that. And yeah, we're going to put pain on the society. Every bit as much indiscriminate as it is on the person you just murdered. That's not me loving that. That is some cynical shit to say. And yet, it is flat fact true in regards to what is taking place right now in your system. Those cops are going to do their best to embarrass Jacob Blake. And the fact that he's paralyzed doesn't matter. They want to put the handcuffs on him because they're allowed to put the handcuffs on him to the discretion of the officer. So yeah, you embarrassed us. You made us look bad. We shot you in the back and people caught it on camera. Motherfuckers. So yeah, we're pissed off. We're your heroes. We're out there every day, man. It's a hard job. Guzzling alcohol. Wow, by the way, seeing no issue with picking up the guy that's smoking pot. This is your world. This is mechanical. This is not. If you're going to have poverty and injustice and have that shit ensconced, and if you're going to do that for decades, if you're going to have cops flagrantly killing human beings, that tends to skew a particular way, then yes, you're going to have chaos. Not because people like it, because they consider it an injustice, and they want to respond to it, and they go after the things to which they have access to. And unfortunately, that is visited upon people who may be entirely innocent. In the same way that it's visited on the people who may be entirely innocent the other way around. It's your world. Germany bombs London. London bombs Germany. Or I think it started the other way around. Why? Tit for tat. It's indiscriminate. Yes. It's unfair. Yes. It's your world. This is what you deal with when you don't deal with the other stuff. So, all the people bitching at me like, oh, dude, you're giving approval. I'm not giving it anything. I don't have to think anything of it. It is what it is, what it is. I describe to you what it is, why it is. You may dislike me for doing that, but everything I just said is absolutely entirely true. Like, share, and subscribe.